Tonight, we honor a Rockford man who made it his life's work to connect the world through the power of music. Mark Ricotta was an inspiration, overcoming adversity until his final breath. 13 News' Evan Leake shares his story, which you'll only see on 13 News.
I find that it gives me solace, peace, and serenity.
Mark Ricotta's world revolved around music. Every record, a ticket to leave his worries behind for a new world of wonder.
To go into that realm of music and fantasize that I'm performing, and it takes me out of the true reality for a while, and that's, for me, kind of therapeutic.
He would describe or give a review of a song or an album, and he went in such depth with his description, it was almost like you could hear it yourself.
And Mark never wanted to keep this magic to himself. That's why he created the Rockford Vinyl and Music News Facebook page, Mark's way of sharing his love of music with others who felt the same.
I've always wanted to be a part of an organization that brings people together, and I can't think of a better interconnect than music.
As of today, nearly 6,000 people populate this page from all over the country, including Melissa, one of his administrators.
Never took full credit for anything. And even when we complimented him, he goes, "Oh, I couldn't do it without you." You know, he was just that kind of guy.
Mark always put others over himself until there was nothing left to give.
After he passed, I've just always felt like there's a big hole in me, because I loved him so much, and I know he loved me so much.
In January of this year, Mark lost his 12-year battle with cancer, 11 years longer than doctors told him he'd last.
I, saw someone who was a fighter, and fought to the end. He was in the present living and trying to get the most out of every day, and he was incredibly positive.
Mark's younger brother Dave looks back on all the memories growing up, Mark always being in the mix of Rockford music.
He was always involved with the different bands in Rockford, and just loved being in the mix of all that. He interviewed Cheap Trick a couple of times, and that was like a big cool thing.
What do you think is Mark's lasting impact?
I was sitting in the chair next to him about a half hour before he passed, and he picked up his phone and he scrolled and he looked at something and he tapped on it. He looked at it and then he put it down, and then he passed. I picked up his phone to see what the last post he saw was, and it said, "I pray the world finds God again." I do feel he's at peace and things like that, and I just wait just to see him, when we get together again,
I mean, I didn't know him long in my life. I miss him terribly, and I know I'm not the only one.
Our team comes together every day, comes together out of love of the group and love of helping bring people together.
And Mark was 62 years old when he passed. You can follow the Rockford Vinyl and Music News Facebook page to learn more about who Mark was and be a part of his lifelong goal of bringing people who love music together.